Hello everyone, I'm Cello and welcome back to a brand new tutorial on our channel, Cello Dev. Today we're going to be learning how to make a coin system with leader stats so that you also, you can have like leader stats like a money system, and then you can pick up coins and it adds to your wallet or your money. So let's just dive in. Here we are in our base plates. So first thing we want to do is we want to make the actual coin that we're going to pick up. We'll set up our scripts a little later, but let's just get the basic parts down. So I'm going to be using a cylinder here, and I'm going to just scale this to about the size and thickness that I want for a coin. I think that's pretty good. So I'm actually going to have it like levitating off the ground a little. Yeah, it's pretty good, and you can have any design you want. It's really nothing. Then I'm just gonna duplicate that part. I'm gonna scale it down, then gonna make it come out a little. Gonna make this move up. Let me go to this. Yeah, so we have this coin design here. I'm actually just gonna make this a different color, just to, make it a little different. I think that's good. So basically we'll have to color this. So I'll make this a similar, yeah, I think that works pretty well. Yeah, that works perfectly. So this is my coin design here. Again, this is not perfect. I'm not like a professional builder or anything. We're just going to be scripting. So you'll probably make a much better design than I have. Yeah, but what you want to do is I'm just going to select this. I'm going to go into model, and then I'm going to go to union while selecting both parts. What it does, it just basically turns the thing into just one part, so they're not two separate parts. So this is now our part, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go to workspace, and I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to name this coins, okay? So coins, and then I'm going to go on ahead and put this union in here, which is what it's called. Use part color. It's, you don't want to, make sure you don't use part color, because this will actually make the whole thing the same color, which if you want, that's fine, but I want a little bit of a contrast with the coins. So I'm just going to switch that off. I'm making sure it's anchored, all that's selected, and then I'm actually going to rename this. You can name this anything you want, but you can name this coin. Since we're going to work with multiple coins, you can have one coin, but I'm sure most of you will want multiple coins. You want to have like a number value next to it to make it different from the other coins that you're going to use. So like I'll name this coin 1, and then I'll duplicate this, or just make 3 coins. And so this I can make like coin 2, and this one I can make coin 3. And they're like just different names for them to define each different coin. Obviously there's much, like, you can make better ways to do this, but I'm making this like a basic course, so even if you're like, we're using stuff that you already know, that you're probably familiar with, if you're just like basic scripting. So we're going to do that, and now it's time for our scripting. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to go to serve script service. Here we're going to add a new script, and as always, I like to name my scripts, clean my scripts up, know where everything is, and I'm actually going to rename this to cache handler. So cache handler. Perfect. I'm going to get rid of print hello world. And first thing we want to do is we want to set up our leader stats. So if you don't know what leader stats are, they're a very important thing to learn if you're coding. So basically, if you go into a game and you see like your tab, your like leaderboard, where you have your name, and then it might say cash or level or wins or losses, deaths, all that different stuff, that's all under leader stats. I'll make there's a video that I'm going to make just specifically for how to do it. If you don't know, it should be out when you're watching this. If not, it's coming out next. But anyways, let's just go on ahead and start this. So we're first going to have to make it so that the leader stats So basically, leader stats always start off with game.players.player.added, which is an event, and then that's connected to a function, and we're gonna make PLR or player, up to you. Basically, now what we have is when a player is added, so when a player joins, it's going to connect it to a function, and now every time I say PLR, the script knows I'm talking about the player that just joined. So let me just move this over here, get my keyboard out, scripting time. All right. So what we want to do is we first of all want to create a new folder, which is we're going to do so local leader stats. We're going to turn it into a variable, and then do instance.new, and we're going to name this folder. So basically, we're saying now it's going to start this new thing called leader stats, and it's going to be this new folder that we just created. So now we're going to do a few things. So we're going to do leader stats dot name. And leader stats.name is going to be equal to leader stats, and then leader stats dot parents is going to be equal to PLR. So basically, we've created this new folder called leader stats, and then it's inside that player that just joined. So now that we've got the leader stats folder, we need to start putting the actual like values in there. And so what we're going to do, we're going to use the same kind of code, which is local, and then we're going to make we call it cash, money, wallets, anything like that you're going to call it. It doesn't matter what you call it in the this is just a variable, so not what it's actually going to be called. So if you change this, it's not going to change the actual name of it, because we are changing the name later on. So local money, or we can say local, I'm going to go with wallet. And so local wallet is equal to instance.new like the other one, except we're not making a new folder, we're making a new value. Now here's the thing. For me, this is going to be cash. When you're doing the coins, you want to use a int value, which is an integer value, basically a number. If your value is a like a word value, you would use like a string value, but we are using an integer value. So if you're making coins, you want to use, or a number leader stat, you want to use int value. So next we're going to do a few things. We're going to go into our wallet, and we're going to name this wallet, because right now it's called int value, so it's going to be called wallet. And then we can set, this is, you don't need to do this, I just do it so it doesn't make any bugs. It sets the value to 0. Again, this is unnecessary, I'm just used to doing that. And then now that we've set it up, we're going to make the wallet's parent not the player, because we already created that, but we made that new folder leader stats, and that's where it's going to be. So the actual thing is going to be leader stats, which is that new folder. So it's created leader stats, is created the wallet. So now we need to start without a coin. So if you want to do, you can just quickly test that it works. So you press play, and as you can see, we've got our wallet and it's set to 0. So that's perfect. If you're running into any bugs, make sure you got all the spelling right. Sometimes if you don't spell leader stats like that, you can run into a bug. If there can just be mistakes. So make sure you check your spelling with everything, because that is always like a common issue when you're scripting. And if you're running into this weird issue where you can't figure out, make sure to let me know in the comments, tell me what it says in the output, and I'll see if I can answer it for you. We've tested, this is all working. So now what we want to do is we want to start making it so that when we press, when we touch this little coin, it's going to give us the cash, and it's going to disappear. So how we do this is what I'm actually going to do, we'll start off with local coins equals game.workspace dot coins, which is that folder we made where the coins are held. So then what we could do is we can do coin, so like coins dot coin one dot touch. This is very basic stuff I'm using. You can use tables and stuff, but I'm not going to use that because I'm trying to make it an easiest way for you so you understand what you're actually doing. So function, we don't need to make a cool. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to do so what we'll do here was do just coins dot coin one dot can collide is equal to false, and coins dot coin one dot transparency is also equal to 1. And then what you could do, I'm sure most of you, what you will do is you'll have a sound. And you want that sound like a bing or like this coin sound to play when you do that. So what you can do, you can just add a sound into your coin. You can say that coins.coin1.sound dot playing is equal to true. Make sure it's not on loop, but basically it will just play that sound effect. Yes, that's probably the best way to do it. I'm just going to leave that blank because I haven't made that for this tutorial. But all you have to do is you just add like this. You'd add like a statement like this. Yeah. So what we'll do next is I actually want to so first let's make it so that it actually gives us the money. So wallet dot value is equal. Now a lot of people make this mistake. They say, okay, I want it to add 1 coin, so I'll put 1. Here's the thing, every time it gets touched, all it's doing is setting it to 1. It's not adding 1. So how we get around this is we do wallet dot value is plus 1. So basically what it's doing, it's saying, so once it's touched, I want you to get the actual value that it's at right now, and I want you to add 1 to it. Yeah, so this is a mistake that people do. They forget to add it to the current value. So yeah, we've done that. It's all good. So right now, if we do this, it's going to keep running. But we're going to run into an issue. And I'll show you what that issue is. So running it, we shouldn't have any errors, but this is going on, yeah. Touching it, watch our wallet. Even though it's disappeared, we're still touching the part because it's still there. And it's just giving us money. Right now I'm at 137. We don't want that to happen. So we're actually going to make a debounce. Now debounce is basically stopping something from happening again for a certain period of time. So what we'll do is we'll do local debounce. Since we're using multiple debounces, I'll again use numbers, is equal to false. So we want the debounce to start at false at this point. And then what we want to do is we want to make an if statement. If debounce1 is equal to false, then we'll add the end statement there. But basically what it's saying is if the debounce is false, then run this. And then we want to make, we want to make the debounce1 equal to true. It's basically what it's going to do. Now it's made it true. So now it's not going to run this again. Then what we can do is we can say, okay, I want the coin to reappear after like, 10 seconds? That's a good reasonable time. For testing purposes, you can make this like a minute, like 2 minutes, or you can wait till something happens. You can set that all up. But basically what you want to do is you want it to wait for something to happen. So wait 10 seconds and then debounce1 equals false. So if we now go on ahead, press play, no errors should come up, and touching this, it gives us 1 coin, and going over it again, it's not going to do anything. But if we actually wait 10 seconds after we've touched it, and we go back here, it gives us it. The one thing we actually do, I didn't realize this, but you just want to copy this. And so once it's changed the D bounce back, we want the coin to reappear. So now, this should work. Going to the coin, we're going ahead, press it, or walk on it. It gives us the 1. Walking back, that doesn't happen, but waiting 10 seconds again, it should appear again, like that, perfect. And we can walk over, and it's just a constant thing. It's going to go back. So that's how you make a coin. But as you can see, these coins aren't really doing anything. So what we're going to do is, also let me mention something. This is for something like if you want to do like a story game, or a lot of people use this. That's why I didn't add data store. If you want to make a game where you're going to have coins and people join back and you want the coins to be there, it's like collecting, then you want to add data store to this, so it saves the cash that they have, because right now it's not. It's when we join back, it's going to be 0. So again, I have a data store tutorial coming up, but if not, there's plenty of tutorials out there if it's not already out, but it should be. So again, this is all working, but now we want it to basically run this for our other 2 coins, coin 2 and coin 3. So what we want to do is we basically want to copy this statement 2 more times, and I'm going to make 2 more variables like this. Let me just copy this. I know I normally say don't copy, but this time I'm going to allow it because it's annoying having to rewrite this. But basically now you want to rename everything that says like coin 1 to coin 2. Like this. And we need to change the D bounce on like that. So now everything should run for the coin 2. And then again, the same thing with coin 3. And there we go. So everything should be working now, making sure you've added those extra D bounces that are named D bounce 2 and D bounce 3. Everything should work now, but to test, actually something I also do recommend, instead of waiting that long, like, because then you have to edit all of them, especially if you have a lot of coins, I recommend adding a new variable called time waited, and then go here and make the wait time to time waited. So instead of going to have to swap every single one, you can just like change it here, and it changes all of them. So go like that, go like that. You can do the same thing with how much it adds. Let's say you want to say, now I want it to add 5 coins. So then you could say like local cash earned is equal to 5. Whoops. Equal to 5. Then copying cash earned, we change that to cash earned here. So now when we change how much cash we earn, it's going to change how much we get from pressing the coins. So little things like that really simplify the script, make it easier to use. So now we have the 3 coins, pressing it, we get 5 because we changed that variable. They all disappear, but they'll start reappearing after 5 seconds because we changed that in our time waited. So yeah, that's how you make the coins. So everyone, that ends the coin tutorial. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you want me to make more tutorials like this, or how to make like shops to use the coins, turn it into saving coins, all that stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. Really does support me. We're making more and more tutorials. I spend my time doing that, so yeah, really do appreciate it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that, and see you all in the next one. Bye!